Conscious means on in this world. You're fully aware and awake to what's going on in this world. That's what conscious rap means. You know what I mean? So if you got conscious rap, that means you got unconscious rap. That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rapping. That means they sleeping. They still under the spell of Leviathan. They still under the spell of Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So they unconscious. So basically, I'm a conscious rapper because I'm wide the fuck awake. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what the fuck is going on.
Black samurai, herb from the mother gave me slanted eyes. Dirty money, but I keep my spirit sanitized. Pie nail open, never walking blind. Follow footsteps when you walk behind. So I put my best foot forward. Set a short-term goal and move towards her. But then them chickens want you back, playing Facebook tag when they finally see that you're it. Gotta tell them I ain't with it. Through pitch black, I still see the light like Riddick. Mentally, I can feel the growth. Feeling so dedicated that I can fulfill an oath. Nowadays, the crumbs I wonder about is worth a loaf. Beautiful picture when all my niggas are here to toast. I used to think crime would pay. Now it's just lines for days. Lines for days. Lines for days. Now it's just lines for days. I used to play the block all day thinking crime would pay. Now it's just lines for days. Lines for days. Lines for days. Now it's just lines for days. I used to play the block all day thinking crime would pay. Now it's just lines for days. Lines for days.
I must admit, your flow was vicious, but the matter coming out your mouth is so malnutritious. Be a witness to this lyrical fitness. Jazzercise your mind with Allah's mathematics. My aura green as a caddy did. The cabin flights is flipping on filthy mattresses. Style never grafted, bastard. Original with
Hold on. There's no way this shouldn't be working. There's literally no way this should not be working. I've got everything. That's on. It's unmuted. That's on. It's in the chain. It's in the list of things that go out to this. Yeah, I don't fucking get it, dude. I can hear you. Like, it's coming in here. It's just not going into this fucking thing. I feel you on that one. It's fucking stupid, though, because, like, it's crazy because the old setup I had, I literally just plugged everything in and it all worked. And now I go and upgrade everything, and it's all complicated. How is this? Why are you not? What if I do that? Yeah, like I could. Yeah, it makes no sense, dude. Absolutely no sense. Because it's like literally right there in the list. I can see it. Zoom audio. That doesn't change it. That doesn't change it. That doesn't change it. Say something? God. What the fuck is going on with this thing? Preferences. Audio.
Talk to me.
Speaker. Say something.
You know what it is? Hot 97.
Oh, now you're going in. Here's the funny thing. You're going in now, but now I can't hear you.
Always.
They can hear you. I can't hear you. So we're getting closer.
Hold on now. That's bugged out too. You need to find some equal ground where everyone can hear me all together as one. Communities unite.
Say something?
You know what I'm saying? Communities unite.
All right.
We forming like Voltron.
No, I got you. I can hear you, and it's going in there, but now it's staticky.
Ah, damn.
All right, so I'm gonna.
Catch me up.
No, I'm gonna add you. I'm gonna add you again because I think it's just because I got the settings right.
All right.
We'll get there. Hold on. We'll get there. All right. Let's see. Go back here and do this.
Visible to eat the root. I will visit you. Ain't no war beyond.
All right, that still works. Bear with me, people. Technical difficulties ever since I got this new setup. I think we might have figured it out, though. Think I might have figured it out. We shall see. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on. How did I literally didn't do any.
Son, I'm just playing.
You motherfucker.
Acting.
He said, and scene.
That was funny.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a weird thing going on, but I don't know if they can hear it or if it's just me. It's just a little like static thing. We'll work through it. Fuck it.
I know, because there's a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah, it's fuck. It's really weird.
I'm coming through like all discombobulated.
Nah, it's like every time you speak, it just gets real staticky.
Like static selector.
Did you just do?
Oh, no.
Not now. It got worse.
Oh no.
It was better.
Stick to my story. I wonder if I plug in my headphones, if that'll make a difference.
Possibly.
Think so?
It might be. Say something.
Hallelujah, holla back, young.
See, this is where it gets weird because you're going in, but I can't hear you now.
I'm always going in, son. No doubt about that.
It's so fucking weird.
I'm gonna get my headphones and see if it makes a difference.
Oh, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. No static. You're good. All right. Time to roll up. Let's get to it.
You go.
Oh, no, there's the static again.
Well, I'll bring the static. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing the beef.
Yeah, that was really weird. It worked all of a sudden, and then it just went nuts again.
I'm bringing the beef stroganoff. What's happening over here?
I don't know, dude. This thing, ever since I got this new setup, it took me a whole day to get the shit working. Like a whole day of fucking with shit. And then
I have almost real this time.
Yeah, try that. What the fuck? That usually means there's something double feeding. So it's got to be my fault. Say something?
You.
Oh, that was it. I got it.
Got it?
Yep, that was it. Double feeding.
Okay.
My fault.
Alright.
Okay, so the thing is, this software that I use for streaming to put like all the audio and video together, it was not made for Macs. I don't know why it worked before with no problems, but when I got new stuff that you have to like register and like fucking download drivers and all this shit, I learned quickly that it wasn't made for Macs. So you have to download this thing that tricks it into thinking that it's a PC. Been a fucking nightmare, dude, because you had to add that thing into all the audio chain. You get it.
It was incompatibility city.
It thinks that the system thinks there's another piece of hardware in the line, and there's not.
Right.
It's an emulator, and it works, but boy, it's been touch and fucking go. Yeah, I got it now. Yeah, much better.
Sound shit.
Yeah, so sound nerd. So anyway,
let's go.
Aaron Rodgers goes back to the Packers, to be fully expected and predicted by both of us.
I mean, that was like a duh. Obviously, he's gonna go back there.
So the interesting thing that happened is, in the middle of the Pat McAfee show, fucking Russell Wilson gets traded to the goddamn Broncos.
It was amazing. Loved it.
No one saw that one coming.
Loved it, but hated it. Hated it for my G's. Loved it personally for Dangerous.
Yeah, the team's loaded.
Yeah.
Team's loaded.
Yeah. They're poised.
And Von Miller also says that he wants to return.
Right. You know what I mean? And they lost a pass rusher. They get Von Miller back, who's just like, yeah, let me do it for Denver. Like, let me do it for my squad. Like, let me go set more Denver records and just become the greatest Bronco ever, period.
So,
like if they manage to win another Super Bowl, I don't care what nobody says, Von Miller will have to be the greatest Bronco there is.
Yeah. So, the real question that I had as soon as seeing this news was, how long until Tyler Lockett ends up in Denver? I was wondering what his contract scenario was like, because that's Russ's guy. I had two thoughts immediately. Tyler Lockett will end up in Denver somehow. And B, they shipped Drew Lock over to Seattle with multiple picks. So
Noah Fant is also going to Seattle. And then a young pass rusher is also going.
Yeah, so it's not as... I look at Drew Lock like he's Jay Cutler 2.0.
But with less accuracy.
Yeah, not as good as arm, but the way he carries himself and his demeanor towards football and things like that, and everyone, how they view him. So, I don't know.
Douche biscuit.
I don't know if he, yeah.
I call him Frat Boy Lock, yeah.
I will say this, though. As a fantasy guy, though, I can guarantee you DK Metcalf is going to have a huge year.
Whoever winds up being...
Yeah, why would you throw it to that guy? Russ is the only one who didn't throw it to him.
Russ, throw it to him.
And, yeah, the first 6 weeks of the season, and then the last 2.
You know, they also have breakdowns at the running game and the offensive line. Like, Russ was running for his life most of the damn time.
This is true, but for some reason, you know, in any scenario, Russ is not I'm going to throw it up to you guy. He's so accurate with this deep ball, he's not really throwing it up. Those are He's targeting those passes.
Those are planned. Those are targeted. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't just be like, oh, I got one-on-one with DK, and that's a 5'10" corner. I'm just going to throw it to him. Fuck it.
Right.
I don't care if the corner has position or not. That's DK. Other quarterbacks will just throw it to him. Russ never did.
Yeah.
He's not a real. He's so safe with the football. He would.
Like Matty Staff.
Yeah.
Would just throw that shit up to Megatron.
Yeah, just fucking chuck it.
Quadruple coverage.
Tony Romo when he had Dez. I'm just throw it up to this guy.
Oh yeah, he did. Yep.
The entire whoever played the rotating carousel of Minnesota Vikings quarterbacks for Randy Moss's 8 years there.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, just throw it in the air. Who cares?
Yeah. Randall Cunningham.
He said he loved Jeff George though.
Yeah.
He loved playing with Jeff George. He said Jeff George always got the ball to you, no matter where I was at. Like, you got it to your hands. So I was like, oh, surprising that Randy Moss is the only one who praises Jeff George.
Randy Moss also had world-class speed, so he can go get that thing.
So, fallout from all of this. I find it odd, very fortuitous timing that the Broncos were almost all in on Aaron Rodgers. He says he's going back, announces it today, this morning, tells Pat McAfee to announce it for him. And then within the afternoon, the Broncos signed Russell Wilson. Now, Gary, this is a big fucking deal. You know they were working on this shit in the background. So here's my question. Were Russell Wilson's people aware of their if we get Aaron Rodgers, this deal is done type of scenario?
Well, from what I've heard, Aaron Rodgers' people who was in Denver was already like, we not reaching out to Green Bay about you, so we not even worried about it. Like, we figured like you're gonna stay in Green Bay. So they've been working behind the scenes for weeks trying to figure out how to get Russell.
Genius.
So it was like been Russell the entire time because early on they knew that Aaron wasn't a real possibility. So they was focusing on getting Russell Wilson, and that's what made this deal pop.
Genius on their part. Good for Elway, even though he doesn't really do a whole lot. He took that ceremonial position where he's just like a face. He's got like 157 car dealerships or something. Like, he's too busy.
Big houses, yeah.
This guy's super busy.
Dispensaries.
So,
yeah, in Denver, baby.
Yeah, 100%. So, this instantly makes the Broncos Super Bowl contenders.
Mm-hmm.
Instantaneously. So now,
they went from 1 to 12 to 1.
Now we're also looking at the free agent train that is now going to flow into Denver. Because free agency just started.
Where marijuana is legal.
Oh, yeah. Where's Percy?
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, what's Percy Harvin doing right now?
Right.
I mean, he played with Russ way back in the day anyway.
Where people really enjoy themselves out there, too.
So now you're looking at Derek Carr.
Basketball team is good too. You know what I'm saying?
You're looking at
baseball team is type good most of the time.
You're looking at Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes, and now Russell Wilson gets into that division.
Yeah.
And Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the AFC West is the best quarterback
division in the fucking league.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
By far.
Not even close.
Yeah, it's not. You're right. It isn't even close.
Must see TV every divisional game. Must see TV.
Boy, Russ can't get a break, can he? He goes from the NFC West, which was the toughest division in football for the last decade overall. Now he goes into this, and it's a quarterback showdown.
He's just such a G like that. He is a G like that. Like, he don't duck. Like, no. If he was a boxer, he would not have ducked anyone. He'd be like, who? Which one you say is the best? Okay, cool. I do that one.
So all of a sudden, the two biggest pieces in the quarterback carousel off the table.
Yeah.
In day one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Aaron Rodgers going back, we kind of, whatever. Nobody was going to be able to pay him. they instantly franchise Devontae. They'll work on a multi-year deal with him. It'll probably be a 3-year deal because Aaron's is 4. They might keep him on the franchise this year and then work out towards the end of the year the 3-year deal. Keep him and Aaron together. It only makes sense. It'll keep Aaron happy. They got to go get someone else, though. They got to go get another receiver. They have to.
This still makes Aaron Rodgers viable in fantasy. So
oh yeah.
I still may pick him up again.
Oh yeah.
Boy slings that thing, especially to Devontae Adams all the time. He's like, without fail, I always get to the chip with him at quarterback.
Guy who won my league had him at quarterback. Guy got hot at the end of the year.
And I can get him late because everybody wants the shinier ones. They want Mahomes, they want Jackson, they want this one. Now I get Aaron Rodgers mad late.
Give me Justin Herbert, please.
Yeah,
Herbs is putting up big numbers. Give me Herbs.
Yeah, Herb's nice.
So
also, you got to get Joey Boyband because
his numbers are going to be absolutely retarded forever. So
ridiculous.
Quarterback fallout. Tom's off the board.
Yeah.
Aaron's off the board. Russ is off the board. Biggest player now is Deshaun, and what's going to happen to him?
Well, yeah, or like Jameis.
Jameis, Jimmy G still floating out there, even though he's coming off injury.
They putting Jimmy G over Jameis even, which it's a little head scratcher for me, but I'm like, okay.
Kirk Cousins is probably going to be on the move.
I don't think so. I think he's going to stay in Minnesota.
Oh, wow. They'll just...
Who does... Unless Minnesota's looking to get maybe Jameis, like who's Minnesota going to get?
Maybe
your
guy is his backup, though. That's your guy.
Mond need a little bit more season, but he's a good lead. He's a good locker room guy.
So this has got to change Pittsburgh's outlook completely because both of the quarterbacks that were kind of like, hey, Pittsburgh's a great place, off the board now. So now they're looking at staring down a whole bunch of Mason Rudolph.
Jimmy G. I put Jimmy G in that offense immediately.
Yeah, that would work. That would work.
Absolutely. Yeah, immediately.
Kyler Murray put all of his social medias back up to be Arizona Cardinals stuff because the GM and Cliff both got broke off.
They both did. And Cliff and Kyler share the same agent.
Yeah, it'll happen for him too. No big deal there. Snoop Dogg also signed with Kyler's professional video game league, FaZe Clan. He's now on that team.
Interesting.
So it's Bronny, Kyler, Snoop, and then a bunch of video game nerds. Hilarious.
Dang.
This is such a big piece to see. I hate the Broncos, dude. I hate them. I hate their fucking helmets. I hate their...
Why?
Because that's the one stadium that Tom Brady had a losing record in.
There it is.
Lots of...
That's where they touched you. You showed me on the bed where they touched you.
Yeah, 100%. Right here, Your Honor. Yeah, man. You know, it's like we don't have too many of those feelings, and it's every time you travel to Denver, you get that same damn... And I'm talking like losing record, like 4-18 or something. It's like stupid.
Certain players couldn't play there. Ryan Clark would have died if he played.
Yeah, he wasn't even allowed to travel there
because of his condition.
Well, Russ is going to love it. You know, he puts on that mask and does all that like low oxygen running anyway. He doesn't even have to wear that now.
Right.
Just go outside.
Russ is people don't even understand how much of a savage athlete Russell Wilson is. Phenomenal. And combined with his work ethic, this guy's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Denver just got blessed today. And it's hilarious what Jerry Jeudy did with his emojis. Sad when Aaron Rodgers re-signed with the Packers, but then happy when he knew they were going to get Russ. Basically a commentary on the quarterback room out there already. Like, fuck you guys, I don't give a shit. Yeah, give me Russ.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I can actually see Jerry Jeudy being productive now.
I think that they have to go and get the fastest wide receiver they possibly can.
Well, don't forget, they got KJ Hamlin, too. was pretty fast.
Yeah, I know, but Russ has got the best deep ball in football, and that air is thin. You add another 7 to 10 yards on that deep ball now.
True. Oh yeah, out there for sure.
Yeah, he's going to be able to really float that thing.
Well, I mean, you see how these kids been ripping it in the 40.
Well, okay, so I was thinking about that. That's also workout 40s. I get it. There's a lot of them. Does it transfer to the field? Not for most of them.
Right, but you know, there are a couple of them out there that do have like that true speed.
Oh, 100%, 100%. But you see so many of them, and it's just like Odell. He ran like a 4.5 something. You try to catch him.
He's so much faster on the field.
Yeah, try to catch him. Just
like
try
Jerry.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Jerry Rice. I mean, yeah, you know, there's certain, you just, it don't matter what the 40 is. Like, try to walk them and see what happens.
That's what I'm saying. So you got people with game speed, people with field speed, and then there's the workout guys who know how to run a 40.
Sure. Yeah.
How to come out of the break, how to maximize everything they can get out of it.
Michael Muller.
People like that, you know. So, yeah, there's a lot of speed in the league, but rarely do you see somebody out there running a 4.2 or 4.1 actually effective in the NFL. The Cheetah is.
Yeah, unfortunately, John Ross has never. His claim to fame is playing in Snoop Dogg's youth league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
He hasn't been able to figure out how to stay healthy in the league at all.
Those 4.1s and 4.2s, that's so much torque on your ligaments. That's so running for and then trying to stop and make breaks.
Because they don't. Let's just say they don't. You don't control the speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just because you flash, don't mean you gotta flash all the time. You flash because you know you can hit that speed button when you need to, but you don't have to right now. You gotta set people up. Like Tariq Hill sets people up all the time. Like he's also very, very quick too. Which when you have superior speed and also superior quickness, that is otherworldly. But he's not running 100% every single time. He's setting people up because he knows where he wants to go. And once he hits you with the quickness, then his second or third move is when he's going to show you full speed.
Yeah, I mean, coming from, you know, a small person who was very fast,
Yeah.
when I got up to mid 4.3s, that's when ligament issues started to happen. It's just too much. So you get in the, say you do get yourself down to explosiveness to where you're running an actual 4.2, and now you have to run a pattern, and you get yourself up to full speed and try to make a break, there goes a knee.
You plant, you're coming down with all that force.
It's too much.
On some hard surfaces. So, yeah.
It's too much, so that it rarely transfers to the game of football. That's what, it's funny. Like I told you, I texted you. We had a guy that ran a 4.2 too. He was terrible.
Yeah.
He was terrible, and even when he ran go routes, you could still get on top of him and then just get over top of his pattern because he didn't understand football. You know, so a lot of speed though. A lot of speed. That dude from Baylor ran the second fastest 40 ever.
Yeah.
That just got him into the league.
He's like, can you cover anybody though? I mean, that's my question. That's beautiful. Can you cover anybody? Because I'll probably break your ass off if I run a route on you.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to run it at 4.3 speed.
Well, see, that's the funny thing.
Now I'm going to probably run it at 4.7 speed. I'll give myself a little bit more credit. Probably like 4.6 speed, right?
So that's why I look at it. So if you're a corner and if you get up to full speed and all of a sudden that wide receiver who knows it's a back shoulder coming or something like that,
I'm not worried about your speed.
you're moving so fast it's impossible for you to stop.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
You know, like, go ahead, run. Go ahead, run, son.
You know, it's the same theory as edge rushers that are running 4.3, low 4.4s and stuff. All right, just that tackle's just going to run them right past the quarterback all day long. Go ahead and use that speed, idiots. You know, it's a game of leverage, not of speed, and sometimes that speed you get out leveraged because of your speed. You know, it's great to run a 4.
It's like the guys who relied on it early in their career, and when they got later in their career, it was harder to transition, like Javon Curse. Javon Curse came into the league a monster, but then as he got later in his years, all these linemen were just using his speed, quickness against him because he wasn't a big guy. He had to learn how to readjust, but then he just became like an average pass rusher.
So I was thinking about this the other day, watching Russell Westbrook. I was thinking about it. So one of the reasons Tom Brady's able to go 20 years and continue to get better is never once in his career did he ever rely on athleticism or explosiveness. So it never diminished.
Mm-hmm.
He was already the slowest quarterback who's ever run a 40 at the combine.
Matter of fact, it increased.
It actually got better.
It got better.
Which you can do if you're unathletic. You can build.
When he's in his 40s.
You can build up a. Yeah, because it's like his muscles finally got muscle memory at 40, right?
Yo, he ran like this past year
better than he ever has.
Ever run in his entire career. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was awesome.
Like, he would be more hyped about like a 3-4 yard run than he would be about a 45, 46 yard touchdown pass.
So, players who rely on only explosiveness,
right,
usually have short careers.
Yes.
Even if they don't get injured a lot. It's just you lose it eventually. You just lose it. It's just there's no way around it. Quarterback.
You're gonna have to adjust your game at some point.
Well, most people don't though. So that's good that
Randall Cunningham was able to do it. I would say Mike Vick was able to do it.
Wide receivers really have a hard time adjusting to, like Larry Fitzgerald was able to move into the slot and run short routes and whatnot. But you're also talking about one of the greatest of all time.
Sure.
We always wonder, like Greg Jennings, one of my favorite receivers when he played. Why didn't he move into the slot and play the last 4 years in there?
I know.
Why don't more?
Especially in Minnesota, it would have helped him out a lot more.
Why don't more? I know there's an ego thing to it. It's just like corners who don't want to switch to safety, but at the same time, you also have to understand your body is changing as you get older. It's time to move to a less explosive position. Look what Charles Woodson did.
Charles Woodson, Rod Woodson. Like, you can become a legit all-pro there, bro.
Oh, speaking of...
it saved Antrell Roll's career.
Speaking of safeties, I was arguing online, watching the Pat McAfee show. This dude was going off about Ryan Clark. He said Ryan Clark got carried his whole career by Troy Polamalu. I said, yo, Ryan Clark literally actually knocked people out on the field. Like, you can watch it, him, including himself. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, no, Hines Ward hit harder than him. I was just like, this is why I hate football fans. You absolutely have no idea what you're talking about.
No, Ryan Clark was that dude, son.
He might not have had great hands, but he would knock you out.
Everybody respected Ryan Clark, son. Like, period. Everybody respected him.
I don't think I can remember somebody built like that ever hitting that hard, because he wasn't like short and he wasn't
5'11", like tops. Like
maybe 200 pounds,
like 205,
if that.
Right. With sickle cell, giving you everything.
Literally will knock himself out for the tackle.
Yeah. So
this is why I only talked to a few people about football, because I was just like, see.
Played on the defense in Pittsburgh, like especially during that era, where there was no softies anywhere on that defense. Well, everybody.
Kerry, I think the take on it's funny because it's not like they're wide receivers where you're getting double and triple teams, so your second receiver is getting weak coverage and can flourish.
Right.
They play defense. They're just doing their thing. One safety doesn't max the other one. That's not how this works.
And oftentimes Polamalu was doing his thing anyway, so Polamalu was freestyling.
Yeah, so Ryan Clark had to.
That's how good Ryan Clark was to be able to pick up that slack.
Ryan Clark is like one of those seasoned veteran bass players. The artist is just going off, and the bass player just staying in the pocket no matter what.
Yeah, like I look at him. I look at an Eric Weddle. like being like same type players, they will light your ass up, but they're so smart about the game. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly where to be. You know what I mean? They don't need to get a ton of interceptions, whatever, but they're gonna be key. They're gonna impact the game with their knowledge and their gameplay.
Well, you knew how smart Ryan Clark was. A, he plays safety. You have to be smart. And then B, he was one of the best analysts in football while he was still playing. You knew he was going to go do what he's doing now. You knew it. He was incredible. I was just like, oh, this guy's awesome. He's so good.
We saw this already coming. We saw it immediately. Like, man, this cat's gonna be even like his play on the field is ill, but over here is crazy too. Like, he's killing it over here.
Yeah, they were just waiting for him to retire. Like, yo, are you done yet? Like, you want to come do this? Because you're really good at this.
He's a star. Look at him. He's a star right now.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's on. Look what happened to Nate Burleson. Nate Burleson's like.
I was just about to bring up Nate Burleson too. Like, he's flourished even more so in this, in this second iteration of his career.
Yeah, Nate Burleson's not even a football analyst anymore, dude. He's like hosting like ABC specials and shit.
Yeah, he's going to be a White House correspondent before you even know.
Yeah,
you know?
No, he will be. He will be.
Yeah, I mean,
he will be.
For real, though.
Nah, 100%. I can see that 100%.
He's respected heavy in the game.
Yeah, they love him. I didn't see that one.
You know what? And he said it, and he followed the Strahan blueprint. Like, Strahan did everything. Like, hosting Good Morning America. Hell yeah, I'll do that. Michael and Kelly, or Kelly and Michael. Sure, yeah. I'll be a sweetheart.
Bezos, you want to fly me to space? I'll go.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be on on Fox with Terry and them. Yeah. Jimmy Johnson. Sure. Let's do that.
So another thing that happened, big news. Troy Aikman gets broke off, $1 million a game. Monday Night Football, Troy Aikman. Go get it, homie. Go get it, homie. $17.4 million deal. That's $1 million a game.
Announced already, huh?
Yeah. So, following up with that, maybe Al Michaels.
Al? I thought Al was retiring.
I thought so too, but Al also said he's a frequent guest on the Pat McAfee show now, and he's just like, yo, if you have a spot for me on your show, I'll come in. He's like, Al doesn't really want to retire. It's just everybody.
He's gonna die.
Well, everybody's deals are up, and now these new streaming deals are coming up. So he's kind of like, where's the money at? So speaking of that, Amazon now has Thursday Night Football.
Son, we know what it is. Once these old guys stop doing what they love, their life's blood, Rap City.
So Amazon gets Thursday Night Football.
Okay.
Kirk Herbstreit, Thursday Night Football guy now.
He's awesome.
Kirk stepping up to the NFL. He's also still doing Saturday Game Day.
Oh, do you remember when it was Kurt and then the other college dude?
Yep.
Was it Reese? I don't know. One of them. And they did a pro game and they killed it.
Yeah.
They killed it. And people were like, yo, who are these people though? I'm like, no, they're in the college game. They crush it there. But yeah, Kurt Herbstreit could do Monday Night Football and like kill it.
Well, see, with this Thursday Night Football, he could still do Saturday.
Yeah.
With Monday Night Football, I don't know if he could have done Saturday games. So,
and like
he still gets to do both. But good for Kirk because he's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah,
he's so good at what he does.
Absolutely. Yep. Killing it out there.
NFL Sunday Tickets deal is up with DirecTV, so Sunday Ticket is now out floating in the hemisphere. Look for Amazon to snatch that up. It'll be part of the Prime package. They'll just take over the world like they are. So the landscape of the landscape of how the NFL is consumed is completely altered, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's going through streaming now. You got the Manning cast where you can watch Monday Night Football with the Mannings.
Yeah.
They're talking to Tom Brady and it was Tom Brady and somebody else, one of the coaches, ex-coaches, about doing like a Manning cast for like the Thursday night games. So Tom doing football deals where he's going to be talking about football and having a movie done. I guess, of course, he's producing the movie and whatnot.
Yeah, the movie, like a new batch of Golden Girl.
Yeah. Well, it's a true story, but like Tom's already moved on from football. It's not happening. He's not coming back. Not coming back. So, I can't believe Russ went to fucking Denver. I can't believe they were able to do that without anybody knowing.
It's amazing. I love it.
So the other big news that happened, Calvin Ridley, sit down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I find it odd. So the details came out about what he bet on. He bet $1,500, 2 bets. 2 of them were
parlay.
Yeah, one of them was the big one was the 8-game parlay. Come on, that's not insider information. That's 8 goddamn games. Nobody hits that.
Oh. And he was betting for his team to win.
Yeah, and he wasn't playing. He knew it wasn't like he was injured and even in the facility. He was away from the team.
And also, hello guys, he was dealing with mental health issues. So, you think he's like crushing it at decision making at this point in time in his life? No.
Boy, they take that shit serious though. He got a whole year, like no questions asked. Here, you got a year.
I mean, yeah, he did, but then like Jay Will did bring up a good point when he was like, you would get a lighter sentence if it was some domestic violence shit. Like Kareem Hunt, his shit was light.
Leonard Little didn't sit out a year, and he killed somebody in the drunk driving.
Yeah, Dante Stallworth, same shit. And he was able to play in the Super Bowl, and they won that Super Bowl. Yeah. So he got to celebrate while the family of the person he killed, because he was drunk when he was driving, was mourning. He got to celebrate.
Yeah, it's interesting how they do that.
So it's like, I hear what you're saying, but like, what do you value? You know what I mean?
Well, you see where their values are at.
The only reason why you threw Ray Rice away, because at that point, Ray Rice was kind of washed. He was looking washed. But if Ray Rice was a little bit younger and was looking like Kareem Hunt, guess what? Or was looking like Joe Mixon, guess what? You're not going on.
I find that, yeah, it is.
How they get all of a sudden like, we can rehabilitate these, but we couldn't rehabilitate this one. We missed out with that.
Yeah, I find it astounding that you get a full year for something like that. Tom Brady, they said, deemed cheated during a game, got 4 games.
Right.
This guy bet on a parlay. It's like
what Tom did was like competitive advantage type shit. You mean like Sha'Carri Richardson, who smoked weed, which is not a performance-enhancing drug, versus the Russian little whatever she does, who did something that could absolutely help enhance your performance, and then ended up winning a gold.
Remember the Colts and the Falcons both got busted for pumping in crowd noise when away teams had the ball.
Sure.
You know, they swept those ones under the rug. You know, they didn't really. They were like, don't pay attention to that, because they suck. Those teams sucked at the time. So it's just like it's not even helping them.
It's like, what are we punishing? Like, what messaging are we truly sending out?
Well, the hilarious thing is Pat McAfee actually played in the Deflate game. And he said, yeah, I don't know what anyone was talking about, but I know they pissed Tom Brady out. They came out and beat us by 38 in the second half. So, 4 games for that. Leonard Little, short suspension. Kareem Hunt, shorter suspension. Greg Lloyd, shorter, for he bench pressed that chick onto a couch full of guns. He only got a couple games.
Aldon Smith has gotten how many chances?
The receiver, Josh Gordon. Jesus.
Josh Gordon, yeah. How many chances?
So this is where they draw the line at, though. Betting on that's where they draw the line, is betting.
That's where they draw the line. Okay, got you. All right, I got you.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got you.
Interesting, because you're legally allowed to play fantasy football. because they all play fantasy.
Of course they do.
You know,
It's like, what are we valuing here, guys? What are we talking about here?
I'm sure that's going to have to change given the legalization of gambling in so many states, and the NFL has an official gambling partner now. Like, come on.
But then also though, it's like $1,500 bet by a millionaire. First of all, I'm like, come on, son. If you gonna bet, like you a millionaire, like if you gonna bet, like bet.
Dude, when I saw that,
like $1,500.
yo,
And this $1,500 is about to cost him $11 million.
that lets you know right there he absolutely had no idea that was even a rule.
Idea what he was doing. That's what I'm saying. So it's like you gonna knock him like that. He clearly is not a degenerate. He bet $1,500. He's a millionaire. He should have bet like if it was 15,000, I'd have been like, yeah, okay, that's some action. 1,500.
Even 15,000, I would have been like, whatever. If he'd have bet,
but what I'm saying, yeah, like it would have like 150,000, of course. But what I'm saying, like 1,500, come on now. Like if I had a wild here, I would bet $1,500 and be like, all right, that's a big bet for me. But yeah, not a millionaire.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. So Jack Doyle, tight end for the Colts, retires 9 years.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, it's been 9 years.
Yep, 9 years.
Wow. Salute.
Yeah. Calls it quits.
Good career.
Solid career. Patriots released Kyle Van Noy. It was a cat move. They probably will re-sign him right back. Also, in Patriots news, Bill Belichick is openly courting Robbie Anderson. That seems like that's like a Belichick guy. He'll probably go there and have his best years will be in New England. Yeah, by far. It's a good fit. They don't really have a whole lot of speed in New England. He's a speed guy. You know, your best receiver is...
He's a fiery individual. You could really see it. I don't know if people could really notice it with the Jets, but you could really see it in Carolina. Like, he was going in.
Yeah.
On any quarterback. Like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like,
well, I mean, if you look at the Pats wide receiver core, they're just... Your best...
He instantaneously becomes the best receiver they got.
I was going to say, your best wide receiver is still learning how to be a wide receiver right now.
Yeah.
You know, and you have Mac Jones. You know you hit on that, so let's build around him. You've already got 2 tight ends, a couple running backs. You know, it's just build up the receiving core. The defense is pretty solid. You know, so it's a pretty solid roster. So this makes sense. This is a classic Belichick. This is one of those scenarios that every time he was on the Jets and they played him, he got busy, and that's Belichick being like, give me that guy. Give me that guy. It works.
You know he never forgot.
It works, and he'll be cheap. Classic Belichick move.
And you know he had something to prove because he got off to a really good start, if you remember last year, and then disappeared because, you know, everything that was happening.
So, elsewhere in Patriots news, it's looking like we're going to let J.C. Jackson go somewhere else.
So, yeah, well, he's going to cost a bag.
A lot. And that's just, the Patriots don't do that.
I'm saying he's going to cost a bag.
Now, it's weird because in the one position that the Patriots have ever actually paid for, it's been corner. Went and got Revis, rented him for a year. Aqib Talib, got a ring with him.
Y'all brought Browner in.
And then we went and got Stephon Gilmore for Buffalo.
Stephon Gilmore.
He was the highest paid corner in the league for a few years.
Paid off.
Got a ring.
Yeah.
It always works. In J.C. Jackson, he's going to be, when he signs a new deal, until Ramsey signs his deal, he's going to be the highest paid corner in the league. And the Patriots just, maybe they don't think he's as good as his numbers are putting up. Like Malcolm Butler.
Well, I mean, he could be one of them Patriots who leaves, goes to like Vegas or some dumb shit, and then doesn't have the success, and then like a year or two later comes right back.
That's what they bet on. We'll bring you back when you're cheaper.
And then you come in at a lower number.
And you already know our system. We know you. It works. Now, I don't know about this one with him, though. This might be a Chandler Jones scenario where we let somebody go and they just fucking become a rock star. Because he has been incredible from day one. His rookie year, when they put him in, I was just like, who the fuck is this kid?
Yeah. And then you find out his family tree. Yeah, it's been serious.
It's a Chandler Jones scenario. Richard Seymour scenario. Even though Richard Seymour didn't go and become bigger in Vegas, he still was.
He kind of flamed out.
He still had like 2 years where he was.
More so that linebacker. What was his name? Who had little range. He was long, the rangy linebacker.
Oh,
Jamie Collins.
Jamie Collins.
Yeah.
Well, he came back after he got broke off.
Yeah.
You know, but J.C. Jackson, he's special. He's special. He can really play. So.
He's busy.
Where did McDaniel? I could see him going to Vegas. Look, at McDaniels might go grab him.
That's what I'm saying.
I could see that happening.
I can see that for sure.
So this has got Aaron Rodgers going back to Green Bay has got to hurt Derek Carr because now Devontae is going to stay in Green Bay and not go to his college homeboy.
That is true.
Yeah. The NFL is such a domino effect league, you know.
I mean, you got to also realize what the signing of Russell Wilson to Denver does to the rest of the league too. Because you had giant fans holding out hope that something could be done. Philadelphia,
Pittsburgh,
New Orleans. You didn't know what was going on. Miami,
Houston. They're still up in the air. They have no idea.
I think they should just continue going with Davis Mills.
Yeah, no, they should 100%.
I was saying Davis Mills out of Stanford. I was like, not a lot of people talk about him, but I like Davis Mills.
Okay, so
but like Davis Mills showed like moxie out that bitch. I was like, Davis Mills could sling that thing.
Okay, so Kerry, if you look at this scenario, if Davis Mills had stayed in college for his senior year at Stanford, he'd have been the number one pick, easily the number one quarterback taken this year. So you've already got a number one guy, and he proved he could play in the NFL. He could play.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So now,
I mean, he's got the residual effects of one of the four horsemen of the NFL apocalypse. You got to sit behind Tyrod Taylor. You're going to be a good starter in the NFL.
Yeah, and we already said that, and Davis Mills definitely showed that.
Yeah.
So now Russ being on board going to Denver, and just like it's going to be Thunderdome in the AFC West. 2 teams enter, 1 team lead. I mean, it's going to be Thunderdome.
Kerry, you could have all 4 quarterbacks go over 4,000 yards this year coming up.
And now in the NFC, though, Aaron Rodgers stands at the top of the pile, unchallenged by anyone. NFC quarterback in the entire conference. He is numero uno, unchallenged and unquestioned, which I'm sure he is creaming all over himself right now.
Yo, what if they don't? What if he loses in the NFC title game again?
I mean, that would just be wow. But I'm like he is like right now. He is at his all-time creamiest high.
Well, there's only one team that can really stand in front of them. It's the Rams.
That's it.
But we also know how fucking impossible it is to repeat.
Sure. But shit just did get a lot easier in the NFC West.
I know Tom's probably sitting at home like, damn, man. I only have to win one real playoff game to get back to the Super Bowl.
Like, he might be looking at San Fran now like, hey, shit just got a little bit more interesting for me. Why not? You know Seahawks is in a deep rebuild. Kyler Murray and them, they ain't figured shit out just yet.
They're going to fall in.
Just looking at the LA Rams. So, if you can, like, be in the same division and then both make the playoffs, but then have a different path, and then the Rams get knocked off by somebody else, and then that leaves you with a clear path to the bowl. Hey.
I mean, Tom Brady and the Bucks were one Cooper Cup completion away from going on a repeat run. So it's not like the Rams were infallible by any means. And I'm telling you, it's too hard to repeat. Watch the amount of injuries they're going to pop up for the Rams this season coming up. And it's funny because, you win the Super Bowl, and I don't know how many people outside of Tom Brady and those fanaticals that are going to work harder in the next offseason. You come in less prepared, your body's less prepared, a lot of celebrating. You finally reach the pinnacle. You've achieved your childhood dreams.
Eric Donald was living his bestest life of all time.
That's what I'm saying,
Salute to that young man.
You see Tom Brady after the Bucs Super Bowl, and everyone's celebrating, and he was just in his locker by himself. Like,
drop it like it's hot.
He's like, I've done this 6 other times. Like, I gotta go put my daughter in bed. You guys enjoy this one, kids. I got this one for you. So this is what they deem, death week. Players get cut because free agency starts next week. So you're cap casualty week right now.
Sure.
But the news is all on the quarterback carousel. Other news, Browns franchise tag David Njoku. So he is about to get a lot of money for this season to play tight end. So they,
showing that they make amazing decisions once again. That team is just when you thought you can believe in them, they show you exactly who they are.
I mean, they just paid a guy who had 2 touchdowns. What, $18 million this season coming up? Whatever this cap hit's going to be, it's going to be huge.
When the Browns' name gets mentioned, now all I hear is the late great Denny. You want who? The Browns are Browns in it once again. Yeah, and it ain't gonna be pretty once again. Because now you got the Bengals and the Steelers. Because the Steelers going to get some sort of quarterback better than Mason Rudolph. They're going to get somebody in there. I don't know who it is yet, but I just see them getting somebody that has an opportunity. Because if I'm a quarterback and I'm feeling like I can do this shit, if I'm Taylor Heineken's, I'm like, yo, fuck that. I could go to Pittsburgh and make that shit happen. I can probably do better with them than I will with the fucking Commandos or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the G.I. Joe.
So speaking of the Commandos, they literally called all 31 teams to inquire about their quarterbacks. That's how much, all 31.
Wow.
That's how much confidence they have in their guy.
If I'm Taylor, I'm like, watch this, y'all. Check this shit out. And I'm gonna be so ill. Heineken will actually sponsor me this time around. It was y'all bitch ass that was holding me down. Yeah, I would do that. So the Browns are gonna find themselves in just a terrible position. They may end up last in their division.
Speaking of their division, Lamar Jackson's team has not exercised the last year of his option.
Has the deadline passed for that? Okay, because I think they're just probably going to work out.
It will. What I would find interesting though is if they let him go. Well, they wouldn't. You would trade him. You want to get something back for him.
Yeah, I don't. But also, that's Baltimore. I'm telling you right now.
I like that Huntley kid though.
I do, but there would be blood on the streets if you let Lamar Jackson.
Well, I mean, your whole team's built around him. You can't do that.
And it's Lamar Jackson, and this is also Baltimore. Think about Baltimore for a second. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
For a second. There would be blood in the streets.
So, I texted you. It's not a done deal yet, but Amari Cooper in Dallas, it's over. It's just a matter of if Dallas can get something in return, but every team knows that they're going to cut him if they can't find a trade partner. So why would you trade any assets for him? They're just waiting. So instantly, as always, all players of veteran caliber are rumored to go to the Patriots. That was the first team that came out was, Mario would be great in New England. I was just like, no, he wouldn't. That whole I only try what I want to and I'm not Randy Moss, that ain't going to work up there. It will not work up there.
Absolutely not. Bill don't play that shit. Jarvis Landry could go there, be good.
Oh, I forgot about Jarvis being out in the Matrix.
Yeah, because that's how the Browns treat their players.
So, you want to hear something ridiculous?
Ain't no loyalty.
You want to hear something?
Them Brownies ain't loyal.
You want to hear something absolutely ridiculous?
Talk to me.
Jordan Davis,
Yeah.
341 pounds, ran a 4.7,
Oh, yeah.
broad jump of 10 feet.
Yep.
Oh, man, that's the evolution of humans.
He's the nightmare you don't want to have in the nighttime. He's the person you do not want on your to be on his bad side.
The only
You want an ally at
see,
all times.
see, it's funny because like at that speed and that size, you'd be like, let's put him at tight end. Well, here's the problem: at that size and that speed, nobody is hitting him anywhere except his knees. His career will be over in 2 years if he makes it that long.
Kneecapping the shit out of him.
Are
Just look at Gronk, who's I think at this point we could clearly say best tight end of all time.
He missed 2 full seasons because of his knees.
But because of his knees, they destroyed his kneecaps. As you should. I mean,
Well, that's the last one. They literally changed the rule
yeah.
after that last one. They were just like, it's. And as a defender, you're looking at him like, you see how fucking big he is? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
That's the soft spot. That's the Achilles heel.
340 running a 4.7.
Yeah.
That is impressive. The 10-foot broad jump's even more impressive to me.
And also did like a crazy shuttle run.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably just rocketed himself into the top 10.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
The Bills have given permission to old MC Cole Beasley to seek a trade. You know who could use him? Cincinnati.
Yes.
That's literally what they were missing on offense, is him.
Boom.
He's a tough guy, too. Played in Buffalo. He would fit in Cincinnati's culture.
He understands cold weather games. That is the fucking perfect landing spot.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no better spot for him.
That's
There's no spot for him.
outside, and then you could just look in the draft and just build on offensive line. That's just worry about that. Brian Greasy is the new quarterbacks coach for the 49ers. Interesting. From the booth to the coaching to the sidelines.
Well, since they were breaking that whole thing up anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope Louis Riddick gets that Steelers job.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So, there is a Minnesota offensive tackle who tipped the scale at 384. He's 6'8". I mean, realistically, if you have a tackle that big, he could only go to quarterbacks who are also like 6'6". You can't put that guy in front of Russell Wilson. He's not going to be able to see over him.
Does he know how to execute a suplex from the top turnbuckle?
That's a very big man.
Yeah. He's going to end up in the WWE.
So, what else is going on? And I knew there was one more thing that
Mike Williams got signed.
Mike Williams signed. Big deal. Richard Sherman pled guilty. He probably won't be back in the NFL. Remember that
Oh,
That thing he
like,
put.
yeah, I'll kill your daddy.
Yeah.
I'll kill your daddy right in front of your face.
Yeah, he just pled guilty to that.
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki gets the franchise tag for the Dolphins.
He did. So did Dutch Schultz.
Cam Robinson got the franchise tag for the second straight year.
The Jaguars.
So, I
Their
mean,
best lineman.
he is, but that's a lot of money to give him. Just give him a long-term deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Schultz got his.
So did Orlando Brown Jr. on Chiefs, which they need to keep all the linemen they can, they can muster.
I mean, the franchise deal is like,
So they didn't give it to Tyrann Mathieu. So Honey Badger's probably gonna be out of KC.
yeah, that's an all-pro level safety
Yeah.
and a quarterback on defense. I don't know why you
Like
do
I
that.
said, Jesse Bates was gonna get that franchise from Cincinnati. I knew that. I knew they was gonna keep Jesse Bates. Who else got that thing?
Well, it just opened up today, so.
Yeah.
All right, so
Exactly.
all right, so week 2, runners up, Bengals, so close yet so far away.
Yeah.
Just like the Chiefs experienced, the lack of an offensive line in the Super Bowl will get you a loss. Everybody looks at a young team that makes it to the Super Bowl and always says the same thing. Oh my God, they'll make it back. It's not that easy, people. It's not that easy.
Ask Dan Marino. Did it in his second year.
Never went back.
Never did it again. So when they be putting them high on quarterback lists, I'm like, why? For what?
Aaron Rodgers.
No way kept getting them back.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't been back to the Super Bowl in over a decade.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I evaluate. I'm like, why would I put Marino that high on the list when, like, he wasn't taking his team out there like that?
Nope.
Like, Elway suffered from really no running game for a lot of years, too, but he kept taking his teams to the Super Bowl. He was losing them, but he kept taking them there.
This is true.
That was a June Marino. So when I see Marino high on lists, I scratch my head because I'm like, I don't understand why. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it never really did. They just because back when he was, because back when he was on the list, like the 90s, all those people who were 30 and 40 who were putting him in the greatest of all time are all 60 and 70, and they're the sports writers right now who get to say shit like that.
Sure. Yeah.
They'll never put one of these young kids above like Marino because whatever. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. I don't care either.
I don't care.
Like his best play was doing the fake shit on the Jets on Aaron Glenn.
Now, I will give Marino credit for playing with no knees for like the last half of his career and still being successful.
Yeah.
But
with that terrible perm and for being in the Jim Carrey movie.
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura. I'll give you props for that one.
I
But
will.
you ain't lead multiple teams to the Super Bowl like that. You supposed to win a chip. You supposed to. And you lost to Joey Montana, who won 4 during your era. So
Yeah, Kurt Warner went to 2, and is a Hall of Fame level quarterback. I'd have to put him above you. He had a better career.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Yes. Of course he did. Yes. So 2 different franchises.
Yo, did you see?
Yeah.
Did you watch his movie yet?
I haven't watched the movie yet, so I'm
You gotta watch it.
Watch it.
It's pretty fucking solid. So, obviously, the Bengals, 2 big glaring needs: offensive line, slot. Go get Cole Beasley. Just go get him. Just go get him.
Yeah.
He's not going to be expensive either. Go get him.
A true underneath receiver, you get Cole Beasley, you get a tough guy. If you get Jarvis Landry, you get another tough guy, but who also has LSU roots. Your best receiver is from LSU. I mean, it's like a win-win. Like, get either one of those guys.
Cole Beasley will be cheaper, and hey, yo, Cole Rapp, so he'll fit in with the young receiver core of the Bengals. He's already like that dude. He's that guy, man. He raps.
They can't go wrong either way.
And I've never listened to Cole Beasley's raps, but everybody said he could really rap, so good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to.
I don't know.
You want to produce something for him?
No, I absolutely do not.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely do not.
You don't want them Beasley bars? You don't want them Beasley bars.
I do not want those Beasley bars. Dylan the GOAT 420, you are in the right spot because I smoke blunts and talk about NFL football, homie. How do we feel about the Broncos getting Russell? We talked about it already, but I will recap it.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. How in the world did they do this with nobody knowing? Everyone thought they were going after Aaron Rodgers. Hilarious. They knew they weren't getting Aaron Rodgers, though, so they instantly went. You got to give Elway and their front office credit because this is how they fix their team. They just go get a Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
The trajectory of their franchise is what they did. Instantaneously.
Plus, Russ, the way he takes care of his body, he's got years left in him. He's not at the end by any.
And he said he wanted to go to 45. He's 33 years old. So we're talking about another 12 years. If he's thinking another 12, you know how he's taking care of his body. He's a married man with a couple kids. He's not out there gallivanting. Football, even when he was injured, his hand was injured, he was still going through his whole routine. This guy lives, breathes, and exists for football and his family.
100%. So
at least the next 3 to 4 years, you're still going to get elite Russ. Still going to get like 3 to 4 years.
100%. He said, do you think we're good for a Super Bowl chance? I was just about to get that. So, yes, you are, but the only issue is the AFC, and including the AFC West in particular, is absolutely fucking loaded. So, just getting to the playoffs and through the playoffs is going to be extremely fucking difficult.
It's going to be the thing. Since you gave up so much draft capital, you're going to have free agents who now see Russ going there, believe in him enough to say, I want to play with that guy, and I'm willing to take a pay cut to play with him because I believe that we're going to get this chip. If they're going to get the kind of players that they're going to need to get them over the top, you're going to need a couple players that are going to say, I'm going to take a pay cut so that I can play with him. On defense. Offense, I think they pretty much got it. But on defense, yeah, I think you're going to need that. But other than that, yeah, they've made a move to go for the chip. And he gives them amazing chance, especially you making Von Miller back.
Yeah, you're going to get Von Miller back.
And I don't see, like, honestly, if I'm weighing the two, I don't know. Like, if Von Miller cares about his Bronco legacy, like his football legacy, and like being stamped as one of the best Broncos ever, he's going to go back.
He's going to go back and he'll take a discount because he just got another rig. He's already rich. He's already going to the Hall of Fame. Go back home. He loves it in Denver.
How he feels about Denver. He loves fucking Denver. He loves Denver.
Well, he never sold his house. He was only gone for 10 games. It was a rental.
So he could easily he wins another chip in Denver. He is the greatest Bronco bar none.
So also what I told Carrie earlier, whenever Tyler Lockett's contract is up in Seattle, he's going to Denver. It's you just write it down. That's Russ's guy. Russ is his guy. It's going to happen, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, Russ will get receivers there. He don't even need them. Like Hamlin's going to come back. He had a leg injury. Tim Patrick is a better receiver than what people know.
Jerry Jeudy's going to get busy this year.
Tim Patrick and Cedric Wilson, I like those two. Like those dark horse receivers. Jerry Jeudy's finally going to have a breakout season. I see that. And Cortland Sutton is going to be like, oh shit, a real quarterback. I think I'm going to stay healthy for most of these games.
We'll also see if you get Melvin Gordon healthy for a whole season. Now, if you're
might have Javon Williams.
Well, now if you're a defensive
here.
Kerry, if you're a defensive coordinator and you're playing against the Broncos last year, you're loading up the box and daring Drew Lock to beat you. Just do it. I dare you. Now,
Well, it was like Teddy B.
well, Teddy B doesn't beat anybody. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't beat himself either. That's the thing. He doesn't beat anybody.
And people think that because they lost Noah Fant, they lost. Nah, but there was the tight end right behind Noah Fant who was also very ill. Who has it's like David, an old last name, who is ill, like speed, can block, even bigger than Noah Fant, who they had a ton of confidence in. That's why they were like, oh yeah, you want Noah Fant too? No problem. Because they have so much belief in this other dude who was right behind them. So they don't even lose at the tight end spot. Like they still winning at the tight end spot in Denver. So
Not a huge.
you see, Russ will blow, like before the season's over, y'all gonna know his name because Russ will blow him up.
So I could actually see a scenario where the Broncos win the AFC West because I could see the Chargers blowing it late like they always do. It's guaranteed to happen. It won't be Herbert's fault. I could see the Raiders doing what they always do and falter in late as a team. And I could see the Chiefs, because of roster attrition over the last few years, salary cap issues, people getting older, cores getting older, being a fucking wild card team coming up this year. You know, they are taking steps backwards now. So you could see them in the next couple of years maybe miss the playoffs for like a year or two before they build a new core around Patrick Mahomes, probably let Travis Kelce go. Tyreek will probably be too expensive at that time. You know, build a whole new team around him, and then
McCall Hardman will get his shot.
And then you'll just, you'll build another, just what the Patriots did. They won 3, didn't sniff a Super Bowl for 10 fucking years, and then went on another run after they built a whole new team around Tom. So
After they had to let Jabbar Gaffney go finally.
yeah, just had to do it.
Then that there.
Well, that and Kembrell Tompkins. Once we let Kembrell go, things really turned around for us.
And they were like, fuck you, Aaron Dobson. We got to part ways.
So many bad receivers. So many bad ones over that decade, dude. It was so bad. It was so bad. Now, you can realistically see the Broncos winning that division. I can see it. I can see it.
He changes the whole velocity of the fastball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's interesting because, like we said earlier, of all the quarterbacks who are physically prepared for playing at high altitude, it's this guy. He trades at low oxygen on purpose.
He's going to show up. Like, when your quarterback is the most prepared, the number one unquestioned alpha dog on your squad, your team is most likely vying for a chip. Like, you don't, like, if there's a question of who's the alpha on your team, if it's not the quarterback, your team is probably not going to make it to the chip. There's very few instances where the quarterback wasn't like the alpha of the whole squad that they made it to the chip, and this is because those particular teams
had all-time great defenses.
All-time defenses. Like, they had all-time defenses. So that buried all the other problems mostly. And they had, like, really solid running games.
So, Kerry.
Other than that, you got to be like, you have to have the alpha QB.
So,
like,
you saw the Tom Brady effect.
Yeah.
He walks into Tampa, everyone's game steps up, including, they said, the equipment managers were working harder, the lunch people were working harder, everybody's working harder because you have to. You can't be the reason why you derailed what Tom Brady's supposed to be doing. There are very few quarterbacks.
Panhandlers in front of the stadium was writing up better signs. Everybody stepped up.
Everybody stepped it up. So there's very few quarterbacks who have that. All right. So there is a Russell Wilson effect. This guy steps into the stadium, everything changes.
The whole shit steps up. Your whole shit steps up immediately.
100%. Yeah.
Your receiver, it was already like smiles, like, oh, this is gonna be ill. He's gonna make sure he doesn't show up to camp out of shape, not ready to go. Like, you just, like, everybody's like, you just smell. The air is different.
The weed's going to be better out there now.
Right. it's gonna hit you in a new and
Yo,
way.
Yo, Dylan, tell me the first dispensary out in Colorado that has the dangerous strain. I know somebody already has it.
Oh, they're gonna have that dangerous.
Yo, give me that dangerous.
Yeah.
So yeah, he instantly changes everything. And if you had any players, you had anybody on your team who had any confidence issues whatsoever, eradicated. This guy is the best leader, not named Tom Brady.
He is Captain Planet, straight up. If you don't know who Captain Planet is, YouTube him. Captain Planet, just Captain Planet.
Dude, he's the guy. If you have a daughter, you hope that he dates your daughter. Like,
right, full permission.
Yeah, like
everywhere.
Nuts. So back to the Bengals, fixing the Bengals. Cole Beasley. I don't even want to think about another receiver for them. When I saw Cole Beasley on the free agency list, that was it.
Yeah, that'd be
it's so perfect. Offensive line, going to go in the draft. This is a line-heavy draft anyway. Offensive, defensive lines.
You gotta think that. They can use everything.
Yeah, so if you look at their roster, clearly Burrow's the guy. They don't really worry about backup, even though Brandon Allen's a pretty solid NFL backup. That's what he is.
Brandon Allen, out of University of Arkansas, Razorback. I vouch for him personally. Solid backup.
Solid NFL backup.
And people like him.
Yeah. Joe Mixon, best year of his career. Top 3 running back in the league. Samaje Perine, great backup. Provides the physicality that you need. And then their third-string running back, when called upon, Chris Evans, a rookie out of Michigan, played really well.
Yes, he did.
So they're set at running back.
And will be even better.
Yeah. They're set at running back. Wide receivers, they have the best 1 through 3 in the NFL. It's not even a question. They're so loaded at receiver. They just need... See, what they wanted Trent Taylor to be, that's what they need Cole Beasley for.
Mm-hmm.
And then tight ends, Drew Sample stepped up when C.J. Uzama got hurt, so they do go too deep at tight end.
They do.
And then you get to that offensive line, and it's just like,
Yeah.
Can't
give a fucking 9 seconds.
7 to the Rams, 6 in the second half. 6 in one half.
Well, at least the Rams had 2 legit Hall of Famers and one for legit all-time player, So 2 Hall of Fames and one of them was an all-time player. But the Titans line, no. They didn't even have a Pro Bowler.
So if you look,
fucking 9 sacks.
If you look at the Bengals' second unit on the offensive line, whoever these bums are, not going to be there next year. They're all gone. Yeah. Get out of you guys all suck. When called upon,
I would rather have the 3rd string Cleveland Browns. Like, that's what the one thing Cleveland did right. They got their offensive line right because they go 3 deep at offensive line.
So I heard out in the NFL Matrix that Quentin Nelson might be available.
Giants.
To Bengals.
I know. He would want to protect. Of course, he would want to protect Boy Band over Danny Dum Dum.
Of course he would, but also now you get a leader in your offensive line room, unparalleled.
Fucking mauler.
Yeah, that changes your whole offensive line. He fits.
Wanna be a mauler.
He fits Cincinnati's, psyche too. He is a mauler.
Oh yeah, like that. We're not underdogs. Like we know we coming at you. We're Tigers.
Roar. So what they need to do is do what everyone else did and just leverage 7 first-round picks in the future for Quentin Nelson. Give him your first rounders from 2040 through 2047. Who fucking cares?
I'm saying that would be amazing.
Oh my God, it'd change everything for them.
Absolutely, because also, who do we have out there? A legendary left tackle in Cincinnati Bengals lore, Anthony Munoz, of course, Hall of Famer. So yeah, It would just be like it'd be like another tick in that line.
Oh man, so that's the two fixes. Go after Cole Beasley, Quentin Nelson, and then build around Quentin Nelson on the offensive line, because just like there's a Russell Wilson effect, there's a Quentin Nelson effect if he's in your offensive line room. He's making everyone better. He's going to make you better.
Like the Tony Baselli effect.
Yeah.
It's just that it's so sad that guy was just so injured, but he was a fucking mauler. Like your line changed when he was on.
Who was the dude in Baltimore?
I'm looking at his name right now.
Not Yanda, the
Jonathan
one.
Ogden. Jonathan Ogden.
Same thing. Jonathan Ogden steps in from day one, best offensive lineman in the league.
Billy Rofe, Walter Jones,
dude from Ohio State.
Barry Allen,
Played for the Rams.
Jackie Slater,
No, the Ohio State big.
Orlando Pace.
Yeah, Orlando Pace.
I got these names, but Jackie Slater was all he's the older school.
No, I just smoked too much goddamn weed, dude.
What you want? I got him.
So now let's look at.
Offensive linemen. That's how fucking legendary they are.
So let's go.
They pick your whole lineup once they're in your lineup.
So
Lewis Brown.
let's go to the opposite side.
Yeah.
Defense. There is going to be some turnover. There always is. Trey Hendrickson coming back, though. That's huge. He played awesome. Huge pickup for them. They got to do something about Eli Apple, because that apple was rotten.
Rotten, yeah. Yeah, it's got a lot of worms.
Worms
in that.
Jesse Bates is a priority for them. He should be.
I told you Jesse Bates was going to be the one to get franchised. I told you that weeks ago.
100%.
Yeah.
And they absolutely hit a grand slam with their kicker, because Evan McPherson is a monster.
But also, check this out. Mike Hilton is one of the best slot corners in the league, and they got him from Pittsburgh. He's dope. So him,
they got their other corner, too, was Awuzie, who got busy.
Awuzie.
It's just they need... See, they got Eli Apple, Trey Waynes, and Vernon Hargraves. Vernon Hargraves was hurt, running onto this fucking thing in flip-flops and, sweatsuits and whatnot.
Vernon Hargraves is good, though, when he's in the lineup.
That's the thing. They, having him out, now they went and got Eli Apple because Trey Waynes just never panned out for Michigan State. He's just never fulfilled his potential. So...
He did not. It's very sad.
They go and get Eli Apple. It's like, maybe it'll work out, and it didn't. It didn't. It's funny because he played well up until the Super Bowl. Like, through the playoffs, he played all right.
Yeah. I think he was just a creature.
Well, they also, the coaching staff, you got to put it on them for putting him in those positions to have Cooper Kupp in one-on-one coverage. Like, why would you do that to him?
Like, in your crunchiest of times.
Yeah.
This is crunchiest.
I would have put Hilton on him. You're like, yo, you go out there and cover him, man.
Yes.
Incredible. So sometimes the coaching puts you. It's a coach's job to put you in the best position possible to win, and then you have to go execute. The coaches did not put Eli Apple in a position to be successful. It's the best receiver in football who has having the best single season in NFL history at that position.
Correct.
And you've got your fifth best corner covering him one-on-one in the red zone.
You don't even have the best fruit in the fruit kingdom covering him.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Such bad.
Apple has caused us nothing but fucking problems. Understand?
Well, I mean, I remember I was texting you when it happened as it was going on. I was just like, they might as well put Ellis Hobbs on Plaxico Burress in the red zone one-on-one. Why not let's do that?
Right.
And you saw what happened to Ellis Hobbs after that game. Career over. Out of here. NFL, you're done. It wasn't even his fault. He was never going to be successful in that scenario. Plaxico was too big and too good. He runs a slant. He's boxing you out. Touchdown. You jump the slant. He's fucking 6'6". Back corner of the end zone. Easy. Ellis Hobbs is 5 yards behind him. So stupid. So fucking
And-
stupid.
And Ellis. Plaxico carries his own gun. So he will shoot you in the face like Billy Blanks.
The last Boy Scout.
Goddamn right.
You see the last Boy Scout.
He will shoot you right in the face.
So, I mean, clearly the Bengals are so close, and the core of their team is all youth, including their coaching staff. Everything is youth. They all play great together, which is huge.
Let me say, like, the youths out there, they're already practicing their who they think they're going to beat them Bengals.
Speaking of youths practicing, yo, I saw this video.
Yeah, tell me more.
I hate basketball now.
Oh.
This was like freshman basketball.
Okay, who cares a shit about freshmen?
No, this is why I don't like basketball anymore.
Tell me more.
For a little over a minute straight, the 2 point guards literally traded logo jumpers.
Everybody wants to be Steph Curry, and
I mean, now it was hilarious because for a minute straight, they both hit like 3 or 4 in a row. It was like bang, bang. It was like, seriously? But this is what basketball has become. People pulling up from 40 feet.
okay, fuck with me for a moment.
Please convince me otherwise.
Do you think that this is the same way people thought when they saw the slam dunk?
It is.
And then they did not want people to slam dunk for a long amount of time, and then people started slam dunking.
No, this is where it differs. When somebody dunked, it was just like, oh, we can do that, and then everybody who had the athleticism just started yamming.
Okay.
A lot of people who cannot shoot from 40 feet are just pulling up and chucking.
Okay, well, now fuck with me on that. On another note. James Harden gave massive shade to Giannis Antetokounmpo when he's like, oh yeah, not all of us could just like run, jump, and dunk. Like, basketball's more than that. You gotta like shoot shots. Giannis has an NBA chip staying in one city, Milwaukee. Harden has yet to win one chip, shooting from all across the yard, everywhere. Not won one chip yet. I'm just saying, devil advocate.
Well, the way I look at that, so if
And so Giannis was like, oh yeah, I guess I can't win a fucking championship just dunking.
if you could just be 7'1" and dunk without a dribble from half court, then everybody would do it.
Right.
Everyone,
There's some special shit involved.
of course, right? So everyone can shoot from 40 feet. It's just not everyone makes it.
Just like everybody can sing, just not everybody can sing well.
So it blows my mind that these kids are just pulling up from. They're gonna like. People are shooting from 40 feet accurately.
The thing of it is that it's going to self-correct. So those who can actually do it and do it well, they will continue to get the green light. And then those who can't, they'll get cussed out enough to that they're going to have to figure out something different. Because everybody wanted to have a 45-inch vertical, 48-inch vertical dunk over everything, and now everything's like, I want to be able to shoot from the other park, from across the pond. I want to be able to hit that shot. You know what I'm saying? So basketball morphs, like sports morph in this way. Like, people wanted to be Walter Payton at one time, then they wanted to be Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? And then they want to be Ronnie Lott, but then they also wanted to be Brett Favre. It keeps morphing into who's gonna be your representer in that sport.
So
into the love to begin with. You know what I'm saying? It's going to change.
Yeah, I didn't know that Mike Williams' deal was for $60 million.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot. He's there for a while then.
Oh yeah. He's there. He's there. He also sees like young quarterback. And that's when you have a young stud at quarterback who's still in their rookie deal. You can still do this. But check this out. Like, we've been talking about how Dak needed to get paid.
He already restructured his deal.
Dak got paid last year, and already in the second year, restructuring the damn deal. You don't see that out of quarterbacks traditionally where they just got paid a deal and one year, and then the very next year, all of a sudden they're restructuring the shit. It really speaks to the Dallas franchise as a whole.
100%.
How they really didn't even want to, they did not want to honor that Dak deal anyway. They're like, hey, he's one of the first people they came to, like, well, if we didn't give you all this money, you could help our franchise by giving some of it back. They didn't want to give him that deal. You know what I mean? And they show it every single time. They just gave him the money.
We've been saying
they like, yeah, give some of it back.
Yeah, we've been saying that. They hate him. They always have.
They do. They
always
show it.
have.
I don't know if he'll ever see it. He's in an abusive relationship, and I just don't know if he'll ever recognize it.
They don't until it's too late. Hilarious for us. So Stephon Gilmore is a free agent. That's like, you could see him going back to New England and replacing J.C. Jackson easily.
Sure.
That makes sense. You're right. Jameis is.
He's not going to stay in Carolina.
No, Jameis is still out there.
That's a big piece. I don't think people really realizing that Jameis is a humongous piece.
Gronk is still.
And I hope Jameis does not end up with the fucking Commandos. Because Jameis could actually legitimize them, and I would not want to see that.
Yeah, other than that, it's this full week will be free agent, not free agency, but franchise tags and players getting cut to make salary cap room for free agency, which is 6 days away, and getting prepped for the draft. So this is, if you don't know anything about NFL football, it is a young man's game. Once you become expensive because of the veteran minimums that exist, even if you are productive, sometimes it's just like, yo, we got to go cheap. There's nothing we can do about this. It's brutal, man. It's getting better. The players are getting more power.
Back.
Yeah, the players are getting way more leverage and power, though, than they ever had. But you can still get cut. So
also, let me tell you, as these players start to come in from college, coming off of NIL deals, name, image, likeness,
they're going to take cheaper.
They already coming into the league with some money. So now they've gotten some financial literacy earlier, like when they're in their teens, and so now they're coming into a league, into a business, where now they have some financial literacy. Now they can look at these contracts in a different way, like, nah, I don't need to take this. I already have money. So they're going to have to, the way contracts are going to be negotiated, the whole shit has changed.
Well,
the whole shit has changed. When we're going to start to see it, I don't know if we're going to see it in this draft necessarily, but in the next draft, next year's draft, or we're going to start to see it when Bryce Young enters into the league, we're going to see how these new contract negotiations are going to flow, because you coming with players that are already coming from college with money, you can't just dupe them by throwing money their way. They're going to be looking a lot harder at that contract. They're going to have people really focusing in on what they want out of this contract, and I think rookie deals are going to be a lot shorter now.
They're going to be shorter, but there's also going to be a small residual effect that people don't really think about. You're going to have the for the love of the game players who already have money and will then say, I would rather go to a winning team, a better franchise. So you're going to see certain teams get better off of this NIL because of the domino effect, because players aren't necessarily going to have to come in and be like, yo, I need as much as I can possibly get at all times.
That's what I'm saying.
You, like Joe...
So they're going to be willing to go to teams they wouldn't have normally have gone to before.
Like the Bengals.
Sure.
Watch the Bengals just keep getting people going to go play with Burrow, and now watch people going to Denver to go play with Russ.
That's my whole point. Right?
You know.
So, you're going to see what this NIL shit is going to do to the league. It's going to change players' attitudes. And I don't need a huge bag. I'm already got a bag. So I don't have to play for you, Jacksonville, until you show me you got your shit together. I could wait. I can wait and then just sign with them. the team I want to sign with in the free agency market.
What if
Be
you
good with that because I'm already getting money.
So, Kerry, what if you'll see in the future a player foregoing the draft and entering as a free agent right out of college?
Absolutely, you're gonna see more of that.
Yeah, like
Because they're already gonna have a money cushion.
yeah, be like
Because name, image, likeness keeps going on as my jersey keeps selling. And if I blew up, if I won a Heisman, if I won the Doak Walker, if I won the Bolitnikov, if I was like just like if I'm giving you highlights and I'm on ESPN every week, if I'm mossing people, if I'm knocking people's helmets off, like you gonna keep buying my shit and I'm gonna keep getting paid because I'm gonna keep getting a percentage of it. So I could still be out of football, just training and still getting money, where that's not what it was for them before. They had to get jobs and all that. I could just keep getting paid.
well, could you
Just like focus on working out and then going to the team I actually want to the next year in free agency? Hell yeah.
could you imagine Reggie Bush having his college career now?
Oh my God.
Why would you even go to be drafted? And then so if you
Amazing.
if you get a player of his caliber who foregoes the draft and gets an ill free agent deal because they already got a couple M's in the bank and goes to a team they want to, it's going to change it for everybody. It's going to change it for everybody. It's going to be like they're going to have to do something like they did in the NBA where it's just like, no, you have to. We got to do something here. This shit is.
But this is my whole point, though. And that's what I would do. I'd be like, oh, you want me to do what? Oh, nah. I could just sit this shit out. I could still stay in shape. Like, like whatever. Like, this NIL money I got, like, they selling my jersey, every arcade game, like, whatever. Like every time my name comes up, I'm getting chips. So, what are we talking about? Nah, I don't have to be drafted by you suck-ass team. I'm doing something different for a year, and then I'm gonna re-enter the next year.
So you look at like LeBron, what he's doing. Like he said, his last year will be when he plays with his son.
Right.
He's also kind of.
And I will go to that team. So he's literally baiting these teams. If you get my son, you also get me.
Now his son is already generationally wealthy, but he also is on FaZe Clan and gets his own money already. He's already endorsed and whatnot, right? So it wouldn't even be like a need to be drafted. Just go to wherever team LeBron's on.
He's in a position where he doesn't even have to have a great freshman year, and he'll still get drafted.
So another thing on that,
because they know they're going to get LeBron too.
The NBA is discussing putting a team in Vegas.
As they should. Why not? Fuck it.
LeBron's he's already, ownership group already pushing for it. LeBron's going to be Jackie Moon, dude. He's going to owner, coach, player, GM. He's going to do it all.
I mean, I guess Patti LaBelle is his mama.
It's the only thing that makes sense. On that note, I'm going to go hang out with the Wolf. It's good that we were able to iron out the technical issues. That won't happen again because I ain't touching shit. We're set now. We're absolutely set. I actually had to do a Zoom with somebody to figure that out, so we figured it out. So who's next week? That would be who didn't make it. The Bucks and no, it's the Niners, right? In the NFC title game.
Bucks, Bills, Niners, and fucking. Well, I mean, we gotta think like Bills and then Niners because those were the two that could have went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll go with the Bills. More exciting.
Bills.
More exciting. Closer to. The Bills have the number one odds to get to win the Super Bowl next year in Vegas. So it makes sense. They were literally like a miracle from 15 seconds from going to the AFC title game, which they would have won. And then probably won the Super Bowl. Possibly. Who knows? Who knows? I know that offensive line in Buffalo was way better than Cincinnati's. And Cincinnati almost won that fucking game. So.
Josh Allen is a monster.
Yeah. And the connection he has.
Joey Boyband is a beast, But Josh Allen is a monster.
Yeah, that guy's different. 100% different.
Yeah.
All right, homie.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be in touch.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go hang out with the wolf people.